What's up, guys? Meatball Mike here, and today we're talking about Battlefield 6. Now, Battlefield 6 beta has been out for, this is going to go on the second day when I'm making this, and me and my brother played an absolute shitload of it. We straight no-lifed it. We both got up at 3:30 in the morning EDT. Started playing as soon as it unlocked at 4 o'clock. We did not stop playing with minimal breaks after a couple hours. We didn't stop playing until 10 o'clock that night. So we played about 18 hours straight, which was pretty rough on my sleep cycle, but we had a ton of fun. So I've put in a lot of time on this, so I feel comfortable giving my first opinions of the beta so far. Obviously, this is just a beta, so everything is subject to change, and we'll see what happens, and the community seems to be listening. So hopefully anything that I have an issue with here will be fixed. But first, I'm going to start with things I like. One, the vibe of this game is absolutely impeccable when it comes to Battlefield. This brings me back to this gives me a very hardcore, like, Bad Company vibe, is what I get heavily with this. I'm feeling a little bit of Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 in this, and I'm liking it. This is 100% a step in the right direction when it comes to the way this game should feel as a Battlefield game. I'm 100% on point with this style of how they're doing this. Two, this game runs really well. I'm going to be honest. The secure boot thing that you have to do to set it up, I didn't have that, and it was kind of a pain in the ass to set up because I've got a little bit of an older motherboard. But when that was all said and done, I was a little bit worried of like how it might run. It started me off at balanced immediately, and I was just straight up 60 frames, no problem. While I'm recording, it dipped a tiny bit, but I haven't had any performance issues whatsoever with this. So again, French kiss, that's perfect. Let's go to the way the maps feel when it comes to how they flow. It feels like you do have a lot of options with these maps when it comes to flanking routes and picking different avenues of attack. That's nice. Like, Cairo is one of them. I really like Cairo when it comes to the flow of the map, because you have a lot of little alleyways you can go in, because it gives you a different way to play. Because, like, I am a big engineer main, and the reason I am like that is because I cannot stand, like, being caught with my pants down against armored vehicles. When an armored vehicle turns a corner, I want to know I have a rocket launcher or something to fight back against that. So if it takes me out, at least I did something to it so it doesn't just get a free kill off me. Now, with these maps, the way they're set up, you can play in the alleyways where you really don't have to worry about vehicles jumping you. Like, in the back alleys of Cairo between, like, E and D, or C, you have so many back alleys where you're not going to run into vehicles, like, at all, but you get into a lot of regular gunfights with people. So, like, you can feel comfortable playing Assault or playing medic, and then once armored vehicles start rolling around and you can't really do anything at them, you can retreat to those back alleys and still be able to fight without worrying about getting absolutely obliterated by armored vehicles. And I really like that. I really like the way these maps are laid out. It feels good. Now, the lighting, the sound, the graphics, beautiful. All very nice. The APC feels really good as a vehicle. That thing, I felt like that's right on par with how it should feel. It doesn't feel too strong, but it doesn't feel super weak either. Like, it feels like if you run into a lot of infantry, you could actually take them on. But you can't get cocky with it either, because if you get hit in the back twice with an RPG, you're done. I like the way the game has been set up to really encourage team play. Like, I have seen a lot of medics actually reviving. Yes, you'll still get those every couple of people you'll run into a medic who just doesn't do that at all. But feels a lot more rare right now. I've seen so many times where we have like a Zerg rush going, and there's just medics just bang, bang, defib, ammo. It feels fucking great. They combined ammo bags and medic bags into one thing, into a support bag for the support. And now they brought that back to, what was it? Bad Company, where the medic gets the machine guns. Which I kind of like that. I used to not like that when Battlefield 2 was out, but I kind of feel like it fits the role to be in the support character. Because you're a support, you can throw down ammo, you can throw down heals, and you can lay down cover fire. I kind of like that. That feels right to me. The jet feels awesome. The attack jet feels so much fun to fly around and bomb people, and just it feels like it's in a decent state where it is really easy to shoot it down. Like if you have another jet and you're on top of another jet, if you have a good aim, you could burst that thing down with the main gun so easily. It has really like responsive controls. It feels like the jet. The jet feels like a jet. I'm kind of like blanking on how to put it, but it feels smooth. The controls feel good. The jet feels like you're not super invincible in it, like you're just doing circles around the map, but it also feels really good where you know you can actually do a lot of damage on the ground. The bombs are neat. I'm really a fan of this, like, the 3 weapon slots for the vehicles. Like, you have, with the jet, you got your main gun, you got your missile, and you got bombs. I kind of like that, because it gives you a little bit more flexibility in your loadout. Now, we don't have vehicle customization in the beta, which is big sad, gonna be honest. But hopefully, once we get to see what we get to play with in that ring, hopefully we get some cool stuff. But I'm going to talk about some things I really don't like and that I really, really think need to be worked on and changed. Because I'm not going to sit here and just kiss the game's ass. The game is very fun, but it does have some very glaring issues. First one. The unholy fucking RPG spam. Oh my god. I do not know who thought this was a good idea at DICE, but Jesus. This needs to be solved. You can have up to 6 RPGs. You start with 5. You can have 5. I think it's a perk that gives you 2 extras, and that's what gives you 5. But it's the first perk. You get it in like seconds. Like a minute. You cap 1 point, you have it. And now you have 5 RPGs you can hold, which is ridiculous. And then if you sit next to an ammo bag, I had 6 at one point. So I don't know who thinks that's a good idea to be able to give someone 6 rockets. Especially, you can reload that RPG very fast, including the second perk. Literally gives you 15% faster RPG reload speed. Now, I think those 2 things need to be tapered back. I think you should have a maximum of 4 RPGs. And the reload speed, I think, needs to be tapered back slightly. Now, I understand right now we don't have vehicle customization, so there could be things like reactive armor or active defense that help eat up some of these RPGs. But it's still ridiculous how fast I've seen Abrams tanks get obliterated by 2 guys with an RPG. Especially if one dude sneaks up behind. It's very, very easy to kill armored vehicles like that. Now, if you have NGs on top of you, repairing you, you can kind of stay alive, but I've had points where I'm sitting there with the engineer perk on, so I'm repairing faster, and another dude with me, and the tank still dies because he's getting hit with 32 RPGs because half the team is engineer, and they all have like 6 rockets apiece. I think that it needs to be toned back a little bit. If they need to buff tanks, I think the tank itself, like the Abrams, needs to be buffed. just slightly when it comes to health. But also, the other thing, why the fuck can you hold a stinger and an RPG at the same time? Who thought that was a good idea? Because this puts into a thing where, as an aircraft, you're getting pestered by SAM locks constantly. And it is so annoying. Now, I understand that there needs to be some kind of counter to aircraft. Totally get that. I feel you on that. But I don't think you should be able to have RPGs and stingers. I feel like you should have to choose between, do I want to go anti-tank or anti-air? I feel like that's a very legitimate choice to have to make, so that not everyone can be anti-air and anti-tank at the same time. Because then it just gives the infantry too much power against vehicles. Because then there's no drawback. Because like my thought is like too is like we know the javelin is going to be in the game. Could you hold an RPG and a javelin at the same time? Because that'd be fucking broken as shit. Could you imagine having dudes shoot javelin missiles at you and then like fire off 2 javelins real quick, and then as the javelin's coming down on you, they fire a rocket? Like, you'd be getting annihilated, especially if there's half a team doing that. Now, again, obviously, I don't know if you could do that in the first place, but that worries me, seeing that a stinger and an RPG are together. Next thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. The shotgun's kind of fucking annoying. I've seen so many times where we have a ton of people and one guy runs in with a shotgun and clears like 4 guys before we can even react. Yes, I do believe shotguns should be able to obliterate people at close range, but I also don't know if that's fun when you're in there and you can't kill a guy with your assault rifle fast enough for him to before he can just one-tap your ass with a shotgun. Again, that's not a huge issue because it's a shotgun. I get it if it should kill people fast like that. But it is very frustrating to just get zerged down by a dude with a shotgun. If you had to put a gun to my head, it feels a little inconsistent with weapon damage. I have had times, and I'll see if I can find a clip because I know I got at least 2 or 3 times where I am laying into a man with an M4, and he just turns around and instantaneously obliterates me. I don't get that. I don't know if that's an internet thing or that's just me. But also, I feel like the TTK is just so ever just a little bit too high. I think it needs to be tapered back just a little bit, because there have been so many times where I'm literally drilling into dudes with my rifle and they're just not going down fast enough for it to feel satisfying. Now, I will be honest, I play a lot of hardcore games, so I'm used to taking down people real fast, so that might just be me. If you feel the same way, let me know, but I just feel like people take a little bit too much to go down. The anti-air tank is a abhorrent act against God. Who the fuck said, oh, let's take the mobile anti-air, let's give it 6 rounds per burst, and it's got to reload each time. It is one of the most useless fucking things against aircraft in the game, and it causes this weird dynamic where I would rather use my missiles to shoot down the helicopter than the guns. Which is stupid, especially when these like, I have a clip that I will put up of this fucking helicopter flying right up over to me, and I could have evaporated. If it was Battlefield 4, he would have been dead in seconds, because he was low, he was very close to me, I had every opportunity to zap him down, but this gun just bursts 6 rounds, reloads, bursts 6 rounds, reloads. It's too slow. It doesn't feel satisfying at all. It doesn't feel good at all. It needs to be changed. Like this, I'm pretty sure someone just stole the kill from me because I just couldn't kill him fast enough. And also, like, the burst makes it feel weird to shoot the gun. Like, I was, like, missing shots because the burst was throwing me off. I was, like, trying to, like, watch where my tracers were going to make sure I was right on top of him. But because it was bursting, it was just throwing off my brain. Maybe that's obviously probably just my fault because I'm stupid. Something's wrong with me. But the guns don't feel good. That burst firing is awful. I also think tracers, especially on the attack jet, are a little too dull. It's kind of hard to see your tracers when you're engaged in a dogfight. I think they just need to be brightened up just a little bit. Like, if you remember in Battlefield 4, when you fired tracers, it was like a line of little bolts of lightning. You knew where those rounds were headed. It was very clear how much more you had to lead and do. Anything else I can think of? Oh, the fucking anti-tank mines we have right now that just jump up and like slam down feel really fucking cheap. Because it's not like regular mines where you like if you see them, you could, oh shit, let me not run those over. These things, you can just hide them anywhere, like in corners around buildings, and then the second you drive past, they go up and just smack your ass. I have had a couple times where like a squad of dudes put down a bunch of them. The second I came around a corner, I got hit with 4 of them and just got obliterated. There's nothing I could do about it. I had almost no reaction time to like do anything about it, as if I could do it anyway. There's no counter to that. As long as you like hide it around a corner where someone can't shoot them or doesn't see them, you just run right near them and they just obliterate you. They feel kind of cheap. Obviously, again, once we get vehicle customization, maybe it'll be something to help detect that or help nullify that effect. But that feels real awful. But, I mean, like, for a whole perspective, the game is very enjoyable. Like, I have to say that. I do think this game is a massive step in the correct direction when it comes to Battlefield. I feel like this is very promising, and it makes me really excited to play this full game when it comes out. Anything else? Anything else I can think of? Oh! The fucking 2 maps. Now, I like the way they're laid out. I don't fucking like how small these maps are. Also, like, the other one, too, with the actual attack jet, I forget what it was called, feels a little, like, cramped. Like, it's not a small map, but it's a very tight line. If you see the map, it's, like, shaped like a banana. Like, with the area you can be in. Especially because in the middle of the map, there's this giant like little rock mountain formation that takes up like half the space there. So you either get like really tight, have to go through a tight alley where C is, which is the fucking no man's land. If you go in there, you're dying somehow. And then you have, or you could go down by D, which if you're down there, you're gonna get obliterated by armored vehicles or bombed by a fucking plane. So, it just, like, the map has a good size, but it's not wide enough. Cairo and the other one, King's Row, I think it was called. I might be completely wrong about that. The Iberian map are fucking so small. They don't really feel like conquest maps. They feel like some kind of, like, big TDM map with an APC and a tank in them. It's... Like I said before, I like the way the maps are laid out. I don't like how small these maps feel. Like, I could literally run across the map in, like, 2 minutes. It's not hard at all. Like, there should be larger... the map needs to be a little larger to emphasize, like, getting transported around a little bit faster with vehicles and stuff like that, I think. Because that feels more Battlefield to me. Like, I can't think about 3 or 4, like, any map you could just run across in seconds. That was a big conquest map, besides something like Operation Locker, or something that was just infantry-based. They felt really small, so... Oh, before I forget, the attack chopper. I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but the rockets you get seem like they're homing rockets. Every time I use them, they don't do any damage. I watch them track on the vehicles, but don't do any damage. So I don't know what that's about. But 2, I don't know who thought it was a good idea to give the attack chopper's gunner seat like ammo. Like it has the cannon has infinite ammo, but it has to reload after like 12 shots. That's so unsatisfying. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. That's a terrible, terrible idea. You need to bring it back to the gun has infinite ammo. It just overheats. And then once it overheats, it has to cool down. So you have to manage your, like, overheat time. I don't know why they thought giving it, like, bursts of ammo was a good idea. Because then it just feels unsatisfying because there's so many times I cannot finish someone because the goddamn gun is reloading and my pilot is flying away because he doesn't get hit with a missile, which obviously is reasonable because everyone's got a fucking stinger. But anyway, the whole point is that I just think the way the chopper setup is kind of funky. I think that's just something that needs to be looked at. But when it comes down to it, after everything being said, I know I have a lot of little gripes, but these are all little things. They can all be fixed or changed by the time the full game comes out. My base rating, if you had to ask me to rate this game so far on the beta, I would say right now, I would say it's like a 7.5. For me, it's a 7.5 out of 10. I don't think it's quite an 8. I don't think it's past that. I think once more content has been added and I get to see more of it, I can make a more accurate prediction of what I think it is. But I think a solid 7.5 out of 10 is where I'm gonna lay that out. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you coming by. Like and subscribe if you like the video. Leave a comment. Tell me your opinion. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm right? What do you think needs to be changed or fixed? I'm here to listen. Anyway, guys, see you next time. Peace.